Have you ever met someone who lights up when it rains? While everyone else complains about the gloomy weather, they're smiling. They love the sound of rain. They find peace in gray skies. They'd rather stay inside with a book and the sound of thunder than go out on a sunny day. Most people think they're just a little weird, but psychology says people who love rainy days have a very specific personality type, and it reveals a lot about their emotional depth, creativity, and how they process the world around them. Let's dive into the real psychology behind people who love rainy days. 1. They're highly introspective and reflective. Rainy days naturally create a quieter, slower atmosphere, and people who love this weather are often deep thinkers who crave that kind of environment. Psychologists say that introspective individuals are drawn to settings that encourage contemplation and self-reflection. Rain provides the perfect backdrop for thinking, journaling, or just sitting with their thoughts. Research shows that people who prefer rainy weather tend to score higher in trait reflectiveness. They're not running from their inner world. They're actively engaging with it. While others need constant stimulation and distraction, these people find comfort in stillness. The rain gives them permission to slow down, turn inward, and just be. And in a world that glorifies busyness, that's a rare and beautiful thing. 2. They find peace in melancholy. There's something about rainy days that feels bittersweet, and people who love this weather often have a deep appreciation for melancholic beauty. Psychologists link this to an aesthetic sensitivity where people find meaning and comfort in emotions that others avoid. They don't run from sadness. They sit with it. They understand that not every emotion needs to be fixed or changed. Research shows that people who appreciate melancholy often have high emotional intelligence. They're comfortable with the full spectrum of human emotions, not just the happy ones. Rain reminds them that it's okay to feel heavy sometimes, that sadness and beauty can coexist, and that there's something profoundly peaceful about embracing the quiet, contemplative moments life offers. 3. They're introverts who recharge in solitude. Rainy days give introverts the perfect excuse to stay home. No guilt, no pressure to go out. No one expects you to be social when the weather's bad. Psychologists say introverts are drawn to rainy weather because it aligns with their natural need for alone time. The rain creates a socially acceptable reason to cancel plans and recharge. Studies show that introverts feel more relaxed and energized in low-stimulation environments. Rain dampens noise, slows down the pace of life, and creates a cozy atmosphere that feels safe and restorative. For them, rainy days aren't gloomy. They're liberating. It's a day where they can exist without external demands, judgments, or expectations. Just them, their thoughts, and the sound of rain. 4. They're deeply creative and imaginative. Rain has inspired artists, writers, and musicians for centuries, and there's a reason for that. Psychologists say that people who love rainy days often have highly active imaginations and creative minds. The rain creates a sensory experience that stimulates creativity. The sound, the smell, the visual of water falling. It's calming yet inspiring. Research published in environmental psychology shows that ambient noise, like rain, can enhance creative thinking by providing just enough background stimulation without being distracting. People who love rainy weather often use those days to create, whether it's writing, painting, or just daydreaming. The rain doesn't drain their energy. It fuels their imagination, and they find beauty in the kind of atmosphere that others dismiss as boring or depressing. 5. They're comfortable being alone with themselves. Loving rainy days often signals a strong sense of self-sufficiency and inner peace. These people don't need constant entertainment or social interaction to feel fulfilled. Psychologists say this reflects secure solitude, where being alone doesn't trigger loneliness or anxiety. They actually enjoy their own company. Research shows that people who are comfortable with solitude tend to have better mental health and lower levels of social anxiety. Rainy days give them space to exist without performing, without engaging, without being anything other than themselves. They don't fear silence or emptiness. They embrace it. And that level of self-awareness and comfort in one's own presence is something many people spend their entire lives trying to achieve. 6. They're sensitive to sensory experiences. People who love rainy days are often highly sensitive to their environment. Psychologists call them highly sensitive persons, or HSPs. They notice things others overlook: the smell of rain on pavement, the rhythm of raindrops on windows, the way the air feels cooler and fresher. These sensory details deeply affect their mood and well-being. Research shows that highly sensitive people process sensory information more deeply than others. Rain provides a rich, soothing sensory experience that calms their nervous system. While bright sunshine and loud environments can feel overwhelming, rain creates a gentle, predictable atmosphere that feels safe and comforting. For them, rainy days aren't just weather. They're an entire mood, a feeling, an experience that resonates with how they're wired. 7. They associate rain with nostalgia and emotional safety. Many people who love rainy days have positive memories tied to that weather. Maybe they spent childhood rainy days reading, playing inside, or being cozy with family. Maybe rain reminds them of a specific time or place that felt safe. Psychologists say that positive associations with certain environments create lasting preferences. Rain becomes emotionally comforting because it's connected to feelings of security, warmth, and belonging. Research in memory and emotion shows that sensory cues like smell and sound are powerful triggers for nostalgia. The sound of rain might transport them back to a time when life felt simpler, safer, or more meaningful. And in moments when the present feels overwhelming, that nostalgic comfort is exactly what they need. 8. They reject societal pressure to always be happy. Here's something interesting. People who love rainy days often reject the cultural obsession with constant positivity and sunshine. They don't buy into the idea that good weather equals good mood. Psychologists say this reflects psychological flexibility and emotional authenticity. They're not forcing themselves to feel a certain way based on external conditions. They allow themselves to experience whatever emotion arises naturally. Research shows that people who embrace the full range of emotions, including sadness and melancholy, have better long-term mental health than those who suppress negative feelings. Rainy days give them permission to exist outside the pressure to be upbeat and productive. And that authenticity, that willingness to honor their true feelings, is a sign of deep emotional maturity. So next time you meet someone who loves rainy days, don't assume they're just gloomy or antisocial. They're likely introspective, creative, emotionally intelligent people who have learned to find beauty in stillness. They don't need constant sunshine to feel alive. They find peace in the quiet, comfort in the gray, and meaning in the moments others rush past. And honestly, there's something profoundly wise about someone who can appreciate the rain while everyone else is waiting for it to stop. If you love understanding the psychology behind everyday preferences, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we're not just observing behaviors, we're uncovering the depth, meaning, and beauty in how people experience the world.